Scissors.
We're live.
Welcome to Open Caller. I am Cory with Vishelle. Thanks for joining us. This ever happened to you? I'm at work today, and there's an event going on. It's a big media conglomerate that just recently merged with Fox on Ice.
Okay.
So there's a morning show, and security is in full swing because event, and it's 2019.
That too.
So I'm coming up from the office because I had to drop some stuff off, and just a woman security, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, great." She's just like, "Yeah, you go ahead," because I'm wearing my pass, obviously, and she's like, "Got the VIP entrance for you." And it's like, being very friendly. And I'm looking at her like, "Do I know you?" Like, I didn't say that because that's rude. But I'm just looking like I know that face. And about 20 minutes later, I'm going back downstairs, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I just go ahead," because at that point she wasn't at the show started. She wasn't even at the gate anymore. And I'm looking, and I still can't place it. And then it wasn't until I got downstairs, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the receptionist that fills in when the main one's gone." And I talk to her all the time.
Just not used to seeing her.
Just like, did she work
in that spot?
Yeah, like, did I work with her somewhere before? And she had like a big red coat on, like completely dressed different.
That has definitely happened to me. Just, I mean, almost on a daily basis when I worked at Starbucks. I would see someone and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And like, of course, I just answer back the same sort of way and make it seem like I know them. I have no idea. And then, someone will ask like, "Oh, who was that?" And pretty much every time I'd be like, "I have no idea." And a lot of the times, I'm like, it may have been like someone's parent that I used to play soccer with, or maybe it was, like just a parent of a friend, or like just something, or like some person that I met through like just something I couldn't remember. And that would happen so often. And then sometimes you just like what happened to you, a couple hours later, you're like, "Oh yeah, that's who it was." That did not happen very often.
Well, 9 times out of 10 with me, it's the opposite. Like, I'll go in and let's say like a Canadian Tire or something, and there's somebody like helping me out with whatever, like, "Oh, that's over in aisle 47," and like I'll turn to Ashley and I'm like, "That person? Yeah, I went to school with that person."
Oh yeah.
And they don't recognize me at all.
There was one
shared my snack pack with them multiple times.
I think my like best/worst thing was there was this guy who came in, and I was convinced that he was the younger brother of a friend of mine from high school.
Yeah.
And so when he came in, I was like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" And like I didn't say his name just because I just said man. And
and it was a woman.
No, but so I'm like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" And he did the thing that I do, is just like be really friendly back to me. And so that made me think that it was him. And then he became a bit of a regular. So, we talked a lot about stuff. And, there was one time I remember being like, like, "How's the family?" Because, I
had a family.
Because, yeah, like I was friends with his older sister. And then my sister was friends with his, like their older sister. And so like that must have went on for a while. And then one day I finally took his Starbucks card, and it has his name on it. Totally different guy. And this is months later. And at this point, I'm like, all right, so that guy, like, I'm 100% acting like I've known this guy forever. He has been just faking it the whole time. But really nice about it. He's like, he was a nice guy. But I'm like, man, clearly we don't know each other at all. And now I'm the guy who's asking these creepy ass questions about his family, who I thought I knew.
Imagine like very personal, like, "Oh, how's your sister?" And like his sister passed like
long
battle cancer and stuff.
So I heard she just had a baby. No.
Yeah, we lost the baby.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah,
here's your latte.
That was my like best / worst kind of experience with that. It was pretty funny after a while. I don't think he knows anymore. Also, I don't see him anymore, so it's okay.
I just hope he like runs into you like you don't call anymore.
Yeah. We missed you at Christmas. Yeah. Decorating the tree wasn't the same without you.
And now he's mistaking you for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a thing. Like you guys keep. It's a thing we do.
Yeah, it's like the telephone game, but with people. Let's see who you end up at the end of it.
It's very much like House Guest with Sinbad and Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
What was it, dental school together or something like that? And completely different person shows up at the house. And then at the end, they became good friends.
Yeah, well, that's just what you do in that situation. You run out of options. You're either friends or you hate each other.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go but up.
Exactly.
Speaking of up, so looks like my roof situation is resolved.
Yay!
So yeah, we were talking last week. It was like raining in my garage. So roofers came out beginning of the week, found the problem.
Was it raining or was the snow had melted, or a mix of the two?
The snow had melted because it had rain. But then
you see what had happened.
But then the water was dripping into the garage, and it was raining down from the heavens that is the ceiling.
Right. Splashing everywhere.
Yeah. And then so they came on Monday. I was talking to them. Basically, the short version of the story is, I guess when they redid our roof, they didn't put any water barrier down between where the roof meets the house. So the guy just like took pictures. Like, yeah, let me show you. Like he was going to show me pictures of his kid.
Yeah,
he's just very forthcoming. Like, oh yeah, check this out.
This is my kid next to the roof. that's little Johnny hanging off the load-bearing beam.
And there's the roof, the wall, and then there's nothing. So I'm like, oh great, you found it, awesome. So quick fix. It's like, yeah, if we had the materials to do it. It's like, so I just have to take the measurements and I'll call the head office and then we'll come back out. I'm like, great. Head office called later that afternoon, left a message basically saying that, yeah, we're putting the work order in. We'll get someone there within the next 2 weeks. The next day they came and fixed it.
Wow, that's not bad. And then because it was...
Yeah, I think that's why I got done so fast.
Yeah.
Because if it was something like where I had to pay, they probably would have just... I think you think it'd go the other way.
Yeah, you'd think so. But it was... Because you were saying that as long as it was their fault or like their...
Yeah, as long as it was in relation to the work that they done, it would have been freed for me.
Nice.
And
then the mortar and stuff that you just plastered on there, was that helpful at all?
Oh, it turns out the place I fixed was supposed to have a hole in it. It's to let the moisture out of the house. Like, oh, this hole shouldn't be here. Let's just cover that up. So the guy tells me that. He's like, did you put this here? I'm like, oh yeah, that's where the water's getting. He's like, no, that's supposed to be there. It's to let your moisture out.
You're like, oh no, that must have been you guys.
Yeah, that was there when we moved in.
Yeah.
So I just yanked it out. It's just caulking, so just pulled right off.
No, that's not too bad, I guess.
$12 of a tube of caulking should have been spent. But hey, it was like I said, it was poured in like you wouldn't believe into the as Tim Allen would say, the roof.
The roof. That's right.
Oh, did you hear that?
That's good. What?
Did you hear that thing about Tim Allen today?
No. What's up with Tim Allen? Is he improving his home or our home?
No, he's kind of causing some shit. According to the Guardian, not of the Galaxy, the paper.
Well, do I even care?
The article is titled "Tim Allen Demands to Use the N-Word."
Wow.
Right? Says U.S. actor sparks a fresh debate about racial jokes, and isn't the only one. And then, so the article basically is comedian and actor Tim Allen is in a spot of bother this week. Well, the Brits, specifically for telling the Tampa Bay Times that he should be able to say the N-word as much as he likes. his quote is, "If I have no intent, if I show no intent, if I clearly am not a racist, then how can
N-word.
N-word be bad coming out of my mouth?" He asked. Right?
You know, it's one of those things where I feel like if you have to ask,
don't do it.
Don't do it. It's, you know, it's like when people say, well, you know, I don't mean any offense, but, and then they say just the, you know, a very offensive thing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, it's just, why though? If you have to preface it with something, or if you have to try and justify the thing, then
right,
it's
that's
probably something that you shouldn't be doing.
It's like if someone says, "I'm not racist,
but and then they say just a clearly racist thing.
Like, I'm not a misogynist, but
too bad it doesn't go. Too bad it doesn't work that way with good things. Like, I'm not a pro athlete, but hey,
I can hit a few dingers.
Yeah, dingers.
He said he claimed to use the word regularly in his stand-up. I don't remember that on Home Improvement.
I do not remember him doing that.
And then he says the phrase N-word is worse to me than the actual word. He said, "Here's a general rule of thumb to follow when using." Oh no, this is a sociologist.
Yeah.
Now he's done with this.
Rule of thumb: don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
So Buzz is off his.
That's a really, really strange.
Interesting.
I feel like. Yeah, I just, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? It's a word that you don't get to say. Is that such a is that such a strain on your life that you don't get to use a word or two? There's, you know, an infinite number of words out there.
I guess for comedians, it's almost like the equivalent of, you know, taking a ball away from a kid. You weren't playing with it, but now that you can't play with it, you want it.
Yeah, but like, it's like taking a spiky ball, like, that's going to hurt them, or that they'll throw it more, that they'll throw it at someone and hurt that other person.
Yeah, so it's not so much you can't do it, is that you're doing it is going to hurt.
Exactly. And so that
an entire race of people.
Yeah. But it would hurt the entire race of people, but it would also just offend a whole other slew of people that, like, would back up the, you know, the other side. So it's like you're saying it, you're offending a bunch of people, but then there's also a bunch of other people that will be on their side, whether they're offended or not. So it's like lose, lose, lose. There's yeah.
It's point out that his show Last Man Standing airs on Fox. So
yeah. But still, like, I still really have a hard time thinking that any of the Fox, like, news guys would be like, yeah, Tim Allen, you tell him.
Well, they might, some of them.
Maybe. Sean Hannity would.
Yeah. Hannity.
But now let's talk about, you know, speaking of the Guardian and not Guardians of the Galaxy, let's actually switch over to Guardians of the Galaxy. So we got
talking about James Gunn for the fifth and final time.
Yeah, we got James Gunn back. Good thing, bad thing.
Well, if you listen to
thing,
if you read the article, it sounds like he never really left.
No, that's
he got fired in June, and then apparently has been back under contract since November.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, we had decided this months ago. I'm like, well, why didn't you say anything?
Well, they just wanted to see if he was going to join Tim Allen.
Well, he still has time. I mean,
it's funny though. Like, he deletes his social media accounts so he can't get into more trouble, and he gets his job back. Sounds like something that a lot of people should be doing.
Yeah, it's weird how that works out.
Yeah, stay off these bad platforms.
Yep.
Twitter.com/OpenColorPod.
Yeah, except to follow the good things.
All of the good things in life.
But yeah, so now he's been back on contract with them for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he got the Suicide Squad gig.
Right.
So now what's happening? He's
doing
doing that.
both.
He's doing both, but Guardians won't kind of progress forward at all until Suicide Squad is done, like filming and all that. Or
I think I read that the way it's going to work is
or
when he's done on Squad, they're going to start filming
Guardians.
So because they already have his draft,
they don't really
right?
need him there for the they don't need him there that much for like the editing and all that stuff, right? Because that's
it all really depends on how much like clout he has in his contract,
right?
Like, I don't think he has final edit. Like, it's Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
we've seen how they edit stuff.
And then, but then he's back, and they were already using his script, right? They had already said, yeah, we're using the script he had before he was fired anyway, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the only thing that would change is if they decide to go different roster of folks depending on how EndGame goes, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I'm back on board. I mean, I was never really off board with Guardians 3. I was always hoping that it would still get made, regardless of who was directing, and especially when they confirmed that it was going to be James Gunn's script after all. But now with him being kind of behind the helm of it all, I think that I'm more excited for it again. And whatever, if it doesn't come out in 2020 or 2021, like, so be it. I would like them to just do it right and get it all done properly. But yeah, like you said, we'll see what the timeline holds for after Infinity War, because that's going to be the major thing.
Well, it's funny, they have, I think, 2 films slated to come out next year, and nothing has been announced, which they said they're not going to announce until after, was it Sony's Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home? But you'd think people would know what they're doing already, because like filming would have had to have taken place already for a movie to come out.
And like people,
and no one's talking about that. I'm really surprised with.
No one's talking about
the fact that they've almost have to have a movie
written,
filmed, done, and in post-production right now, and no one knows what it is.
Exactly. And it's like, that is super, super strange. And it's, especially because we have this, so we have, we just got Captain Marvel, we have EndGame, and then Far From Home. But like, it's, yeah, exactly. Like, they're not going to not release a movie for a whole year and a half after that. It's not like they're going to make us wait until Christmas 2020 for the next film. Like, that's too long of a wait for them. And they're not going to try and rush through something just to put something out. So they have to be working on it. And usually you'd see, oh, hey, these people are, eating at the same coffee shop, or
what?
Yeah, like filming in the streets of LA, something like that. So it's weird that I'm happy about it. I love the secrecy, and I love that we don't know, and hopefully they just not drop something, but be like, oh yeah, by the way, we have something in November. Like, that would be amazing. It's just, by now, if they did have something in November, we would have heard about it and already had some sort of idea of what it was. But
it's Batman.
I'm Batman.
Somehow they got Batman.
Hey, they got X-Men. I hear they're starting all over with X-Men, but leaving Deadpool as is.
For now.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, starting over with X-Men, I'm like, the amount of times they've already, like, the amount of times Fox has started over with X-Men. We discussed that.
Yeah.
last episode. So to have Marvel be able to just do it right is, I think, very exciting.
Assuming they do it right.
Well, I mean, I think I would say I have complete faith in them doing it right because they have how many movies? 22 minus Thor minus like half of Iron Man 3. Yeah, like over 20 movies still of very good content. I
Endgame's
think
22.
what's that?
Endgame is 22 of like total.
Well, yeah, and we know that one's going to be incredible.
Well,
Do you actually think that it's not going to be if not the best movie out of the 22? Do you honestly think that it's going to be not in the top 3?
no, I don't. I think Infinity War will probably be the one. I don't think like the just how it ended. Excuse me, how it ended alone. I think is going to top anything that Endgame's going to do.
Really?
I do.
Yeah. I agree with that a little bit, but I still think that Endgame kind of closing everything out is going to be, it just I guess we didn't really have a slow start to Infinity War either, which was awesome
Well, I
because
think look at any other film franchise, the closing chapter. Which one of it would like outdid the ones before it?
I
Return of the
know.
Jedi didn't. Dark Knight
No,
Rises
no,
didn't.
I get that, but it's just Marvel has been doing a lot of things that other franchises have never been able to do or even come close to doing. So if there was a group of movies where the last movie was going to be the best of them all, I would say that Endgame has the best chance at it at least. And even still, it's going to be I would say in the top 3 or top 5 for sure. Because I mean,
You're
except for
optimistic.
I am I have a hard time not being
Not even
optimistic
cautiously
because
optimistic either.
no.
You're like
Well,
hardcore
I'm
optimistic.
just saying Marvel has had 21 chances, and I would say that all of them, again, with the exception of Thor 2, I would I would want to watch on a, you know, pretty regular basis. And if they can do that, I would say that, your chances are pretty good. If a team if a team has had essentially the same group of players for 22 years and has won every single year, you can be pretty optimistic about the 23rd year, whether they win it all or not. You can be pretty sure they're going to do a very good job. They're the Harlem Globetrotters, and DC is
Sometimes the generals are due.
never. They might be due. They just won't get there. But that's my reasoning. Like, I understand that they're going to be closing out a lot of chapters and either leaving things open for the future or just saying, this is how we close out, and then at the end be like, yeah, by the way, we have a bunch of other new characters, and I would not be upset if they just didn't introduce any new characters and we just got new characters afterwards instead of wasting a portion of time in this movie to bring in some new characters so that people know who they are when their own standalone movies come out.
They won't. They'll have a new bad guy.
Yeah, so like I don't need that kind of stuff. But if this movie, if it just closes all the doors that have been left open, I think that it's just going to be a huge success.
Now, I've watched the Marvel movies multiple times, and the two that I've watched the least are the Ant-Mans.
Really,
Yep.
I'd say my two.
not saying they're
are
not least liked. I just like the second one is effectively the same movie as the first,
yeah, second
just
version.
with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Mine's definitely Thor 2, and I'll probably Thor 1. Um, I'm not too sold on it. Um, but I mean, I like Thor 1 a little bit too. It's really annoying that Thor 2 has a pretty major like part in it that involves, like an Infinity Stone. So you can't just be
Well, you
like,
didn't know it was an Infinity Stone at the time.
exactly. But if you just kind of toss it away and forget about that movie, it's like you just can't do that. Um, do you have a sort of like plan of action before Endgame, like marathoning or a movie a
Nope.
day or
I'll just
even
watch
anything else?
Infinity War.
Infinity
That's
War.
all I need.
That's the only one we need. I'm gonna at least attempt to watch them all. Um, and so it comes out the 27th,
6th
6th, and
of April.
we'll likely see it that Tuesday. Um, so if I start on like the 10th or something,
Well, you need at least 21 days to watch them
and
all.
maybe if I have a couple of days, if I
Watch it
miss
at
some,
least the most 21 days.
right?
If you do one a day, because you
If I do
can.
one, 3 weeks, I'll probably try and do something like that. And there might be some movies that I have on, but maybe don't focus on as much. That's a thing that could happen.
Well, I guess 20 because you won't have Captain Marvel at the time. It's still in theaters.
That's true.
Oh, it just saved you a viewing.
Now I'm gonna have to go see it again.
It's okay.
So we did go see it. Thoughts on it?
It's okay.
What about I'm with you as a movie on its own. I thought it was
The
just fine.
soundtrack's better than the movie.
I thought it was just fine, plot wise, action, like everything was. It was only okay. What about as a small part of a bigger thing?
Unnecessary.
I don't know. I would disagree. I think that leading up to, well, depending on what happens in Endgame, of course.
Easy
And
could have had I could have gone watched Infinity War, saw Endgame, and then saw her story after. But
yeah,
okay, now I know the end of that movie is really all I needed to know. Okay, look, she's got all these powers, so that explains why she's in this movie now.
right. But it's nice to have that because maybe it's again, it's like we were talking about. Maybe they have other stuff in the works that they haven't told us yet. And
Oh, they have going
right,
forward. It's her. Like
exactly. Well, that's
she's the team.
no, I know that's what I mean. So like having this out before Endgame saves them some time before they start making the new movies, right?
Well, I think
And
for them, it's having this out says, okay, now we can continue on with this plan because it made money.
yeah,
If it
but
bombed, I'm sure they would have changed their move. Just
yeah,
like with they had Infinity War wrapped before Black Panther came out.
yeah.
So when they killed off T'Challa, that's like, whoa, $1 billion franchise is gone now. Or is it?
Except that we knew that Black Panther 2 was already.
Yeah, because they confirmed.
Yeah.
Going back to Globetrotters, they lost 6 times to the Generals since 1971.
You lie. I don't believe you at all.
The Generals, or whatever they're calling themselves, so says this.
Okay.
The Generals, or whatever they called themselves at the time, have beaten
Were
Globetrotters
they
6
ever anything
times.
else?
I think they were. They're also known as the Boston Shamrocks.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's when they won.
They were Boston Shamrocks, New Jersey Reds,
lucky.
Baltimore Rockets, Atlantic City Seagulls, New York Nationals, International Elite, Global Select, and World All Stars. And now they're the Generals.
Well,
6 times. Take that.
I say that of those 6 times, they never won as the Generals.
Well, I'll do this one better for you. Who's got a better track record, Marvel or Pixar?
What do you mean? Like,
Not just box office, just in terms of
for me?
overall rewatchability
Oh,
of their films.
rewatchability?
Like if you were a desert island and you had to pick 2 flicks, and they or pick at least how about
Can I like
say
choose?
5?
Okay.
Would you pick more one way or the other? Because you can't go even. Which way would you go?
If I had to pick 5 movies between the Marvel series and the Pixar series, or the Pixar kind of group,
I already got mine. Toy Story 1 to 3, Iron Man 1, and Infinity War. Just from rewatchability, I'd watch all those all the time.
see, I would say Toy Story 1 definitely, Infinity War definitely. I would probably have not Far From Home, sorry, Homecoming in there. Although, actually, I would probably swap out Homecoming, and I know it's not in the Marvel universe, but I would probably take Into the Spider-Verse.
That doesn't
Um,
count. That doesn't count though.
it
We're talking
does.
Marvel. We're talking Marvel. That's not a Marvel Studios picture. That's a Sony movie.
I would probably still. Well, I would take Homecoming or Thor Ragnarok. Um, and then it would be tough for me to choose for Pixar movies because there's definitely a lot of good ones, but I still think that if in my day-to-day rewatchings over the last 10 or 15 years,
It's
I
Brave, isn't it?
what's that?
You're always watching Brave, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. God,
That and Inside Out.
terrible movie. It's not terrible. Brave is not a terrible movie,
It's not Cars 2.
but it's like that's another one. Cars 1 is definitely up there on my rewatchability just for
I
like I
find it
don't
too long. It's
I
2
know
hours.
that, and that's the thing is I really it's like I don't even know why I like it. Like it's a great movie.
Is
I
it
don't know
though?
why I like it as much as I do. I think so. I think it's funny. I think the plot is good. I think it moves along. There are like a few slowdowns in the movie, but I mean, compared to a lot of other movies, I think that Cars 2 or Cars 1, sorry, is it's up there for rewatchability.
I don't know, man. It's got Rascal Flatts on the soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not
They
fine.
don't play until they play for like
They
less
butcher
than,
that song though.
less than 3 minutes
They
in.
still butcher that song. Life is a Highway. It should not have been sung by them.
That's fair, but maybe
That
they
hurts
couldn't
it
get
for
Tom
me.
Cochran.
I'm sure he was doing nothing. He was probably
I'm-
playing some local Ontario fair.
Well, if they
He's
couldn't
just
get
going
him,
up and down the Trans Canada Highway, just singing that song.
guys, did
Trying
you
to
know that life is a highway?
like seriously, guys. No, no.
Guys, it's a highway, and we're on the highway. Do you get it?
Another refill of my coffee, hun.
Can I get a pie with this? So good.
Well, clearly we're not making friends with Tom Cochran.
Well, whatever.
Good friend of the show. Not after this. I like the scrolls. That was my big takeaway from
Yes,
Captain
I'm
Marvel.
very happy with that.
I was a big Skrulls fan from the comics and some of the television programs. They did deviate, but make them kind of the good guys rather than spoilers. Good guys rather than bad guys.
I thought that was a great touch.
Make them more like for more like socially relevant. Make them more like a refugee type situation than invaders, as Some people in politics lead us to believe that some folks are. Yeah, like that. Sam Jackson de-aging, top notch visuals there versus some other films.
It was pretty funny. I was listening to or watching some reviews afterwards, and they were just talking about how like his his face looked great and it looked young and everything was good,
Hmm.
but his body, like they were talking about like a couple fight scenes and like scenes
Yeah,
where he's running away, and you're like
he's
that
71 years old.
that running doesn't fit that face. Like, um,
He's in
and
his
so like
30s, but he's definitely in his 70s.
he's definitely in his 70s. I thought that was pretty funny, and I liked all those throwbacks that they definitely put in, like for fans of the universe, and just fans of the '90s doing the blockbuster thing, Radio Shack, like those jokes, all the payphones, all this stuff. Like it was nice that like they were able to bring all that stuff in, and I don't know, I had a lot of fun in that movie, and there were a few kind of parts in it that I could have went either way with it being in the movie or not, but I think overall I just it was an enjoyable enough movie for me to watch.
Do you think the inclusion of Ronan was necessary?
I don't think so. Um it was one of those things that I mean, now that we can kind of see that the Kree weren't as good as they were made out to be. It kind of makes sense in Guardians 1 why why Ronan that was like, because it made it in Guardians 1 it made it seem like he was the outlier, that the Kree were good and Ronan was the bad one,
Mm-hmm.
the bad seed that fell away and is doing all this stuff on his own. But now it's kind of more clear that maybe there was a group of them and Ronan was just the leader of it. Um, so to just have him in there just to kind of fill that gap, I'll take it. I don't think he needed to be in there at all, but it's a nice kind of tie-in to Guardians. But I mean, he had 4 lines, and as a hologram, he didn't look very accusory. Accusatory.
No, he didn't.
you
It's
know
also weird, like because I'm so used to the imagery of him and Guardians with like all the black that was
Yeah,
dripping down his face,
exactly, that was
and
the other
this is
thing,
just
like,
like he looks like he's just wearing a really bad helmet.
yeah, like, he didn't look very menacing at all.
No, and he's also like I think he's a bigger guy now too compared to was like 6-7 years ago when they made the other movie.
Oh, yeah, he's just
Oh, I guess that was just
working
maybe
out
again
for all
because
his
he
other
doesn't have that
roles.
slimming black dripping on his face. It made him look like he was more buff.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I look forward to
Many more Marvel installments
many
down.
more Marvel movies for sure, but, we'll see what they kind of do with Captain Marvel 2, like, it for sure they're
Space.
gonna have to do one, and,
Just
just
call it
excited.
Space. Captain Marvel 2 Space.
Space. Space Boogaloo.
I wonder if they'll do um like what they're doing with the second Wonder Woman since they set it in the past. The sequel will also be in
In the
the
past.
past because she's been gone. What? So she was 95 and she's not showing up here until 2019. So what has she been doing for the
In the
past? What?
meantime.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman was set during World War Two,
Dos?
dos,
I think so.
and then now the second one's in '84.
I was just a kid.
I
Not even.
don't remember hearing any of this stuff going on when I was a kid.
When I was in India at the ripe old age of 8 months.
We don't know exactly when it was set in '84.
That's true. If it was early, I'd still be 8 months.
If it was later,
6 months.
slightly more.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm, just after watching Wonder Woman and liking it less and less the more I watch it, I'm less excited about the second one. Whereas
That one's not even on my radar.
whereas the after the first one came out and the first time I saw it, I was like, all right, DC, like you
Got your
you've got
shit together. Let's do
you've got
this.
something here. And I was like, all right, so maybe this is where they turn it around. Then I watched it again and I was like, yeah, like I mean, there's still some
There's two
good
good acts in this.
things here. And then I watched it again and I was like, what what did I like about this? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, there's some good jokes, it's action, and she's pretty funny, and okay, like
Yeah.
it's okay. But at the same time, it was still better than any other DC movie that had come out in the last little while.
You
So
watched it any more times after that one? Because I can
yeah,
imagine what the next few movies be like. This is
no,
a piece of shit.
what the fuck? But
I
but
wonder
then
what this woman is doing.
but then after like the um Dawn of Justice and all that, I was like, oh no,
Just stop.
just stop, DC. Like, take the loss and just do the thing that I don't know what made them money, but just do that.
I don't think they made money in half of those movies.
No, well, that's what I mean. They made money before with Batman movies, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were just spending Chris Nolan money on it.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, just stop trying to do the universe, make your fun standalone movies. Not
Do you
everything has to tie into everything else.
have you
And
watched Aquaman yet?
no, nope.
No.
You?
No.
Uh, I'm it's on my USB stick plugged into the TV. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's because right before it, Aladdin is there. So I'm like, oh, which one do I actually want to watch?
Curse you, alphabetized library of movies.
I know. But
So
yeah,
that's
I
the problem I have with my Plex now too. Is not even so much that they're alphabetized. Is I go to the things that I haven't watched, and then I'll scroll, and then I'll move over to my collections tab where it's all my curated stuff for me,
yeah,
and then I'll just pick something I've watched 180 times.
exactly, because
It's
it's like
comfort
when
food.
it's like yeah, it's you go to a restaurant and you could get the thing that you know you're gonna like, you've had it before, or
Mm-hmm.
you can try something new and risk, throwing up. And
Well, I am.
Aquaman is that risk. Like you don't know. It's like ordering, I don't know, seafood, I guess, for the first time. I don't know. Do people do that?
Just sitting down. Yes, yes. How is the Aquaman this evening? Well, starring
A
Jason
little
Momoa.
dry.
A little dry. A little more man than it is Aqua.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just have the Ant Man. Excellent choice.
With the side of wasp. If the wasp comes on top, I send it back.
On the side. Oh man. So yeah, I told you I watched Into the Spider-Verse finally.
Yes. And
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the verse of the
enjoyed it.
spider.
I almost picked up the blue. Hey, actually, I have a question for you. I don't need a PlayStation Pro to if I put a 4K Blu-ray into my PlayStation, it will still be 4K on the TV, right?
No.
No?
No, you need a 4K player.
Well, this is garbage. This is malarkey. But
Are
that's
you gonna
okay.
write your congressman about this?
Yeah, I think I might actually. All right, well, I
Take
still
it
might
back.
pick up that Blu-ray. I think that's going to be one that I don't watch a lot of physical media anymore, but that's the one I think is definitely going to be worthwhile having.
Yeah. Just that one.
Just that one. I said the same thing about Infinity War, but did we ever find out, was there very much extended footage
For which one?
on the Infinity War?
I don't think so.
Right?
Not that I
They don't,
recall.
because well, was it you that was telling me about the alternate stuff that was supposed to be on the Spider-Verse DVD?
Yeah, there's a whole recut of the movie with
Basically the
like
whole
old
movie.
storyboards and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I think that would be that's
It's
what I
over
was
2 hours.
that's what I was hoping for Infinity War. The movie was what, two and a bit, two and a half ish.
Yeah.
Um, and I was hoping for a few added scenes that would, get it to the 3 hour mark, maybe, around there. But I think there were a few added scenes that were just not, they were more like expository and not really necessary, but
Yeah.
they were there. So, it padded the runtime by like maybe five minutes or so. Um,
Yes.
but
According to my Google search, there are 4 deleted scenes for Infinity War.
the one in the throne room.
So there's a Happy Hogan one. There's a
Yeah.
one for Hunt for the Mind Stone. A scene with Quill on the Milano, and
Some extra stuff
with
with
Thanos.
and Gamora.
Yeah,
And yeah,
about our
I think
loyalty.
I think I remember seeing that Thanos one. Um, yeah, so like that's the thing is, I would have picked up the Infinity War DVD if there was that extra footage. I don't really care so much for behind the scenes stuff, but any sort of extra footage would have kind of convinced me to get it, but not the ones that I like. Those four scenes wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it's like totaling like 10 minutes.
yeah, uh, but who knows? I like maybe after Endgame if they do like a just a 2 pack Shakur of it all. Um, so that was a bad one. But yeah, if they do some sort of combo pack with both of them, that might be worthwhile, especially if they just super cut it one after the other, just on one disc.
How many times do you think he got 2-pack in his life? Just like if
Seven?
it, like how often do you think he had to correct people? Oh, hi. Sorry, is it 2-pack? Tupac. 2-pack is my
Okay.
father.
Okay, Mr. Pack. What we have here is the
Can I call you two?
No, you can't.
Yeah, and we all know in this situation, the person who's talking to him is a white person.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly at a restaurant ordering Aquaman. Okay, Mr. Pack.
I'm gonna have the Aquaman.
So you want some water?
Man.
And I am a woman. So my big thing about Spider-Verse, going back to this, was
Big gripe.
no, things I enjoyed
Okay,
about it. Obviously, outside of the animation style was something to behold.
absolutely.
Um, Definitely revolutionary in terms of making you feel like you're watching an animated comic book.
Oh yeah, the stuff they did with like font choices and
And the level like of detailing too.
so after I saw Spider-Verse, I watched a YouTube thing of like, the I don't know, things you missed in while watching Spider-Verse, right? And
Was
I
it the,
think
the bagel thing?
the bagel thing was
Yeah.
the best. I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, somebody took the time when he threw the bagel to write the actual word bagel.
bagel!" But like, that's the kind of stuff that would appear in comic books, and that's what made this movie so great.
Yeah, even too, like when they bust in and then like they're standing there and then all the scientists get up with guns, there is
Yeah,
like still like one woman sitting there like continuing her work, which
yeah.
you would have in the books too.
um and just stuff like when he's thinking about things in his head, you have the
Yeah.
square borders. When he's thinking about, there's like thought bubbles, circles for speeches, and it's just very comic booky. And when they go to another place, and it's like, meanwhile, over here, and it
Hmm.
was like just like it would have been in the comic books. So it was just a really really good way, of showing it. And then, even because what did they do? They filmed a bunch of scenes, not filmed, but like they had a bunch of scenes instead of 24 frames per second, they did it at 12 frames per second.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it like kind of looked choppy, but not really. But it looked like a comic book. I don't know. It was just a really weird and awesome move, like trick that they did. And I think it added to certain parts of the movie for sure. Like when he's running and it's all like his legs are like when Woody runs and his legs are just kind of flailing around. Uh, um, but in this, it's like he's not running, and it's not shown as like very smooth as it's running, but it makes it look like he's running for sure, and you know it makes him look a little more frantic. And I thought it was just a really good touch.
You imagine sitting in like the board meeting, storyboarding Toy Story, and someone's just describing how Woody's running.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tim. Can you get up and show us? Well, he's actually running like this, arms flailing and head going over the place.
Imagine Usain Bolt running while doing the Weekend at Bernie's dance.
Gotta have to see this, Tim. Of course, I'll have an intern do it.
Of course.
Of course, get the intern in here. Well, one part really resonated with me. I don't know why, but the two times I watched it, the big focal point of the movie is Miles's relationship with his uncle, and I don't know why, but that made me think of my uncle who passed like almost 20 years ago, because it was kind of like the same sort of thing. He wasn't like a great dude. He did a lot of like shady things, a lot of illegal things, a lot of drug things, which I found out later in life. And it's kind of the same thing. Like he was, while he did all that stuff, while he was around us, he made sure that we didn't know any of that stuff,
Right.
which is kind of what Aaron did with Miles. So like when all that stuff was going on, I'm like, oh, this kind of hits close to home.
Yeah.
And then
That's
like Aaron in that movie, his bad dealings caught up with him.
exactly. Um, the thing that kind of took it for me was the whole like, um, I think there's a line. I think it's right near the end where it's like anyone can wear the mask.
Yeah.
And like that was great because it's true. Anyone can be a good person. You don't have to be a superhero to be a good guy. You
Right.
know, and that there was the scene where it's Peter Parker's funeral and everyone's wearing their Spidey masks.
Yeah.
And then Mary Jane's like, we're counting on you. And Miles is like, yeah, like, oh my God, they're counting on me. And the guy just leans over. He's like, yeah, I don't think they mean you specifically. Like, they just mean in general. I thought that was a really good thing because, it was like, he felt that. Like, he felt it inside of him that he's like, yes, like, I have to, I have to be this good guy. But
Yeah.
really, the whole thing was just like, if everyone can be just a little bit better, then we wouldn't need superheroes, or we wouldn't need um, these like extraordinary people, because everyone would be that slightly bit better. And yeah, especially near the end when he actually just goes out and says it, like anyone can wear the mask. We all have our stories, um, but when the mask is on, like anyone can be that good guy.
Well, that's what they said before. That's why Spider-Man resonates with most kids, right? Because
He's
when
just a kid.
yeah, that's all you see is you see the red and the blue. You don't see a face until the Peter Parker stuff, but you just flip those pages.
Yeah, exactly. Just no one wants to read that.
Peter Parker. There
Man,
we
this
go.
guy sucks. Bring back Spider-Man.
This guy knows what's going on.
Yeah. Peter Parker is the Toby of
Peter Parker is everything that is wrong with the superhero industry.
Why is he the way he is?
Spider-Man back there, he knows what's going on. Like Christian Slater.
That's
It's Christian Slater back there, he'll know what to do.
I think that's also a really I feel like it probably won't be as funny in the movie because they've shown it in the trailer so often, but in the Far From Home trailer when Flash is like, yeah, man, like, you know, I really respect Spider-Man. He's doing good for the city and whatever. And then Tom Holland walks in and he's like, what's up, dick face? It's like
thumbs up.
Yeah. I think that the first time I saw that, I thought that was a really good clip. I have a feeling by the time it shows,
it won't even be in the movie.
it won't. Yeah, exactly.
Hey Flash, how about that Spider-Man? He's all right.
Yeah. Shut up, dick face.
Uh,
Little comment.
Always a little comment. So, Disney, Fox, that's all done.
All done.
Finally. We're going to talk about it anymore. We just speculate what's going on now.
I mean, don't we know? There, and then, well, I think the thing I'm really wondering is, you know, with what's going to be happening with their stake with Hulu. Like, if
It just becomes like another division.
Yeah, but if, you know, at this point, they might as well just buy Hulu too, if it's up for sale, or, you know, if they're willing to sell it. Because what, they already have a 35
2/3.
2/3.
Yeah, because I think it was a partnership between them, Fox, and Sony.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're already at, yeah. I mean, at that point, just buy the rest of it out, and you know, if the Disney Plus subscription is, you know, let's say it comes in to Canada at a $7 or $8.99 a month thing, but you can bump it up to say $9.99 or $10.99 and also get Hulu. You know, I think that would be a really competitive edge for them. So they have their movies and TV shows that are Disney content, and then they have Hulu to have like other kind of shows and stuff where they don't necessarily have to keep it, you know, family friendly per se.
Well, I think that's why they'll maybe keep it as is. Like, they're going to keep the Fox brand going so they can
Right.
release their non-family oriented films and TV shows under that banner. So I think that, yeah, why buy all of Hulu when you can just keep your 2/3 and shovel
Because
your...
then they can bring it to Canada.
Hulu's supposed to be coming to Canada anyway.
But when? When Disney buys them and brings
In
them
a time, TDB.
TDB.
Yeah, I've heard it's coming. I don't know when. I don't think it has a BlackBerry release date.
Soon. I really just want it for Seinfeld. if I can get all the seasons of Seinfeld on Hulu and then have Friends in the Office on the old Netflix, I'm pretty much set for background noise.
It's coming soon.
Okay, so we are at BlackBerry levels.
This was as of November, so
all right. See you in 2020, Hulu.
more than likely streaming will be available in Canada in 2019.
We'll see. That'd be good. I'd love a bundle of Disney and Hulu to be less than $15 a month. But you know,
Islu.
we'll see.
Yeah, so they own the majority now. Good times. So
Oh,
they'll hold 60, and NBC Universal / Comcast owns 30.
Comcast.
We'll be. It's okay. Oh, and Warner Media has 10%.
All right.
So they're
But
all
yeah,
just playing Disney's pool now.
with the whole Disney and X-Men, yeah, like I'm excited to see what Marvel does with it. And do we know? Okay, so
Do
you
we
know
know
like the good X-Men cartoons from
the
years and
90s?
years and years ago?
The Fox Kids one, the
Yeah.
90s one? Yeah.
Um, will
Just
that
watch that shit all the time.
is that going to be part of Disney Plus kind of thing? You know, like is
Or like Spider-Man.
yeah, exactly. Do you know if we have an idea of if those are, because we're getting all the older movies and everything, are we also getting the older shows?
It's a good
Because
question.
like that would be a
Well,
huge.
Disney had the rights to the original, the 94 Spider-Man cartoon because they show it on like Disney XD.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, they did. I don't know if they still do it.
Yeah,
So I'd imagine they'd have the rights to all that crap.
but to like if
Because
they
even though
have
Sony owns the rights to
the movie,
Spider-Man, they only own the film rights. They don't
right?
own the animation rights or any of the toy merchandise.
So then, how does Spider Verse work?
It's a film.
I suppose.
Like
So if they did a like 4-part TV miniseries,
a cartoon.
yeah, it would be not doable.
Yeah, that I don't know if it's just related. I don't know if it's related to the Peter Parker character anymore, or if it's just no, because they announced Sony announced something that they have a 7-year
They
plan
have,
of
yeah, 7-year plan for Spider Man or for
their
a
Spider Verse,
Spider-Verse. Yeah,
the Venom verse. Um, yeah, I think in terms of an animated TV series, I know so Disney got that back because that's why they have their Spider-Man cartoons on Disney Channel.
right.
Yeah,
Well, I hope that the Disney Plus subscription also includes um, not just the new TV shows that they're working on, but the older ones as well, because that would be awesome. I think
I would imagine it would because Fox Kids doesn't exist anymore, so I'm sure it's all just sitting there somewhere.
Disney Plus is just seems like it's getting better and better and better as things go on and as they scoop up more properties, or I guess as they finalize more properties.
I
But
still find it funny that the Xenomorph is now considered Disney princess.
that's right. It's gonna
That's what I like
be
to think of
it's gonna be the most popular one.
it. Just imagine seeing that, like the Xenomorph Queen just strolling around Disney World.
Yeah. Everyone's like, but then you're gonna have like the kids that go dressed up as, the actual princesses, but then there's definitely gonna be that one person dressed up as Xenomorph being like, I'm a princess. They're just running around. The
People with
proudest
chest
parents at Disney
bursters and
World.
face huggers.
Yeah, she's just throwing things at people. Like slime at them.
I gotta watch those movies again. Did you hear their for the was it 30th anniversary? They're
Re-releasing.
not just releasing, they're doing new live action like shorts. There's like
Really?
10 shorts coming. Yeah, I'm pumped.
That would be fun. With Sigourney Weaver?
No,
Well,
but
then what's the
it's
point?
not Covenant, so we're good. Did you watch that again since we saw it? Watched it, I think, one other time.
Covenant? What happened in that one?
Oh, let me tell you, not a
Wait,
lot.
was Covenant the
That's
in
post Prometheus,
post Prometheus, pre Alien?
right? The one without the.
Oh well, then what was it? No, I do
That's where
remember
they
that one.
get like that distress beacon, and
Yeah,
they
yeah. And then
land on the
there's,
planet, and
they find like an abandoned ruin kind of thing,
yeah, like there's
and that's
another
where they meet
android.
Fassbender.
Yeah, there's two
Yeah,
Fassbenders in this one. They play the flute.
that's right. Yes, I remember that one. No, I have not seen it since we saw it.
The best part of that movie I found was the spine burster. So
I don't
they're going and they like hit like the poo or whatever the hell it's on the ground, and the stuff gets in their nose, and then they take the guy back to like the medevac, and he's sitting there, and then like a typical chest burster would burst out. This thing bursts out his back.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can revisit that. Although I did try and watch Prometheus again a while ago.
Yeah.
I I didn't enjoy it
It's a Christmas movie.
very much. Yeah.
Well, it's not a Christmas.
Yeah, that one I just didn't enjoy. But Aliens, and Alien 3.
I'd still say just watch the first two.
Yeah, Alien 3 is
It has
whatever, but
its moments. There's two cuts. There's a director's cut that changes the type of like xenomorph that they're changing. Oh no. Well, yeah, it kind of does. It just, I think in the theatrical release, the xenomorph hatched from I think an ox, and then another cut it comes from a dog.
right. I think
Or it's the other way around.
I think it's the other way around. I think the theatrical one it comes from a dog.
Okay.
There was another one,
Alien
Aliens.
Resurrection.
And then was there a fifth?
No, just 4.
But okay, so maybe I just heard they were making a fifth, and then they scrapped it and went to Prometheus after.
Yeah, and then they scrapped another one that was kind of do what they're doing with the new Terminator, where I guess the guy that did what was the movie? I can't remember. We'll skip that part. Was going to do a sequel that erases 3 and 4 and connects directly to 2, and then Hicks wouldn't have died at the end of 2.
So they're trying to X-Men it.
Yeah, like what James Cameron's doing with the new Terminator.
Don't do that.
I know. I'll give Jim Cameron credit for trying to undo Rise of the Machines and Salvation.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I don't think I ever saw Salvation.
It's all right.
There's a really good chance.
Oh, then Genesis was the one after that. That one I never saw.
Oh yeah, they spelled Genesis weird, didn't they?
That's all you take from that. I didn't see it because they didn't spell it grammatically correct.
Yeah. Hey man,
All about grammar.
I was that close to not seeing Venom because of the whole
Symbiote and symbiote.
symbiote. Wait, what? Why are you saying it like that?
It's actually pronounced symbiote.
it's very
It's
classy. Classy. It's
symbiote. You excited for Cuphead coming to Nintendo Switch?
Like
I think it looks fantastic. I don't know if I'll get it or play it, but it just looks amazing.
On other, like it's been available on other platforms, and I haven't gotten.
Just Microsoft.
Was it? I thought it's
Microsoft exclusive
on the phone.
No.
No. Cuphead developers make games for phones.
It was an Xbox exclusive or Microsoft exclusive.
Fine. It does look good. It just doesn't look like something I'm going to buy
for $20.
Even for that,
I think it looks fantastic. The old like 1930s animation style and the music and all that jazz. I might see what it's like.
Yeah,
when it comes out,
maybe they'll have
a demo or something.
Trial, yeah, exactly, a demo. But yeah, and then
world's changing because it's gonna have Xbox Live achievements.
Interesting.
That's kind of what I was excited about. A Microsoft exclusive coming to Nintendo with Microsoft Live. It's what we've been talking about before.
That's right. It's the dream.
Cross-brand integration.
And then, get some PlayStation awards. What do they call them? Trophies?
Yes.
And then we're all set. Although that's never going to happen.
It does dilute the idea of a trophy meaning something by having it just be a digital thing.
Yeah.
Just tells you how not to really value this stuff. Look, I got 7 trophies. Where?
Great. Hold on, let me turn on my PlayStation.
Clear off some shelf space.
Except the thing is, oh wait, no, that's not the truth. I was going to be like, there's no participation trophies. But then there's all those ones that are like, you've played 20 minutes of the game. Here's the trophy. So yes, there are
You-
still participation
Yeah,
awards, and
I'm
there's
pretty sure
still
there's
the
ones that
worst.
you like link to your account.
It's like, yeah,
Confirmed your email address. Here's a trophy.
you've connected it to Facebook. Here's a trophy.
Those mobile games do that. We'll give you 50 extra coins if you connect your Facebook account.
Yeah, like no, I don't need those coins that badly.
That's the problem I had. So I went like 2 months without Facebook account, and then I stumbled upon uh, an account I needed to sign in for, and I only set it up with that.
Yep.
So I clicked OK. So now I have it back, and I still haven't used it, but now I don't need to go into that site anymore because I was able to change my login. So now my Facebook account's just sitting there, useless. Kind of like nipples on a man. They're just there. No
There,
reason for it.
it's a, it's a nubbin. But yeah, I don't. It's those things are. I used to do them just
It
out of
seems so easy,
convenience.
right? Now I just
Um,
wish everything had a Google
I
login.
know that's it. Now all my if there's a, it's like sign in with Facebook or Google or your email. I'm like, yep, Google. You already have
Google's
all
not
my,
going anywhere.
I already have all my stuff. I don't care.
Breaking news: Google is shutting down. What?
Yeah.
You interested at all in their streaming service, their gaming service?
Or gaming, kind of actually. Um, I'm, well, I'm all in on the Chromecast. It's
Just like
my most
Switch.
used, um, after the cell phone that I'm using at any given time. My Chromecast is probably my most used piece of technology. Um, and if that can basically become my gaming device, or my gaming thing, just the thing that provides me with all these games, I think that's a huge thing. Now it will definitely depend on Wi-Fi speeds and latency and all that kind of stuff. The thing is, a lot of the games that I enjoy playing
Mm-hmm.
don't really require, like I don't play the Fortnites and Call of Duties and stuff like that, where um,
Duties.
a little bit of lag could result in death, like the death of my character, kind of thing.
Or
But
NHL when you like a little bit of lag and then the game speeds up like
yeah,
you do like 2 laps of the rink.
but if I'm just playing something like Mario, and it's it might be a little choppy, whatever, like I think I could deal with that. um but I'm if it turns into something like a competitor to Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
because they're saying, like, it's a pretty lofty claim, I think. But they're saying that right now they can stream at 1080p. No, they can stream at 4K at 60 frames a second. And what?
Internally in our in our headquarters.
Yeah, yeah. But no, stream like to everyone. But
I don't know.
they're working on getting it up to 8K and splitting it up to be you playing it at 4K 1080 4K 60 frames a second, and also streaming it live to YouTube at 4K 60 frames a second. Um,
It's a bold claim.
it's one of those things where I'm like, there's no way it's happening right at launch, but
And if it
um,
is, I don't think anyone's gonna have that kind of
yeah,
bandwidth
no one
to
has
do
that kind
it.
of bandwidth. Like, you would need fiber, right? Like, you need that like gigabit internet just
Yeah, it
to,
needs to be hardwired.
yeah. Um, but you know, playing the Switch more than anything right now, like, I don't need graphically intensive games.
No.
It's the Switch has proven that um 1080p 720p resolution
Oh,
game.
I'd say even mobile games have kind of said that we don't need the graphics to be high end.
Exactly. And so if I can just stream it from my Chromecast, or if I could just open up my Chrome browser and connect a PlayStation controller to my computer, and then boom, I'm set. I have a gaming system. I, you know, I think if everything goes the way Google wants it to go, it would be maybe not a game changer, but at least it would move the needle a little bit. Then you have your, you know, Sony and Microsoft being like, all right, you want high end gaming with, super realistic things and waterfalls and raindrops on cars and all this kind of stuff. That's when you get a PlayStation, you get an Xbox, whatever. If you want the portability and good enough graphics, you get a Switch. For everything else, you could play on any computer. All you need is that one controller. So you could go to a library, log into your Chrome, go into a Chrome browser, log in and play games. Be at home, play on your TV, and just pretty much anything. You could be on your laptop at any coffee shop that has Wi-Fi, and as long as the connection's good enough, you're you're taking a pretty decent gaming system with you everywhere you go. So I think that there's a lot of good stuff that could come with it.
Mm.
We'll just see how it actually plays out, because as much as I love Google, they set
I call bullshit.
Yeah, they set pretty lofty goals for themselves, and things stay in beta for just years and years and years, and then they just get rid of them. So we'll see. I would really like it to succeed, but
however,
we'll see how it goes.
You see the thing that was going around the internet that kind of took off a little bit about the like Lay's variety pack chip rankings?
No.
Where everyone, so basically, you get the regular, the ketchup, the Doritos, the Ruffles All Dressed, and the Cheetos, and everyone was ranking them, like everyone's giving their 2 cents of which one, like which is the superior to the inferior.
Was it the Lay's original?
Yeah, so you have like your Lay's classic, just plain chips. They have the ketchup, the Doritos, the All Dressed. Apparently, it was starting this big thing of people freaking out over people's rankings of them.
Yeah, people do that about everything, though. How would you rank those?
So just pulling the standard one, which I think is, so you have like your Doritos nacho cheese, ketchup classic, All Dressed, and Cheetos. I would probably, for my own taste, would probably rank the nacho Doritos as 1. Probably would go All Dressed 2, classic 3, ketchup 4, and the Cheetos last.
Is it the puffy like cheesies or the crunchy Cheetos?
Cheetos Puffs.
Okay, I would go Doritos.
Yeah.
Classic Lay's.
Yeah.
All Dressed.
Yeah.
And then a pass on 4. and then ketchup and the cheesies as both number 5.
Can I just not eat these other bags?
Yeah. I was his last choice after pass.
The different rankings were I guess the States have a far better one because they have Cool Ranch in there, which to me is a game changer.
The Doritos Cool Ranch?
Yeah.
Okay.
That changes things for me. That would completely change the rankings.
That would leave mine pretty much the same. I think the Cool Ranch would hit that number 4 spot.
And then you'd have number 5.
Then,
skip 5, and then you have 6 or 7.
Then the rest.
So the last few shows we had like a list, not to say it's a segment as it were, but we had the one that you read. Was it
15 things we didn't have 15 years ago?
And then was the Top Gun quotes. This one I saw a while ago, and given our history with the Friends series, I guess TV Guide posted 9 spin-off ideas that would be better than a revival.
Okay.
So I thought I'd go over this. I won't read. They have some lengthy write-up, so I would just read the beginnings.
Yeah.
What kind of? They're not really ranked, but we'll just go with it. So one of them is One with All the Kids. Obviously, the first option for Friends spinoff would be to pick up the series following their kids in real time. So, say 15 years since the series finale aired. So you'd have Ben in his 20s. You have Emma, Jack, Erica, and the hypothetical babies belonging to Mike and Phoebe. They would be in their teens. So I guess you'd do that.
Okay.
What do you think? That one's all right.
I think I would not watch that. I think that would be one that I would pass on.
The next one, the one with the gang at Java Joe. Another possibility would be a period prequel about Monica's paternal grandmother.
Okay.
So this is, even though she was so lovingly referred to as that old crow by Judy, the remnants of her story that came up over the years painted an interesting picture of a life well lived.
That's definitely true. You know, with like the handcuffs and the sweeteners.
Was it Sweet and Low?
A sweet
Or
low, yeah.
they get specific because of sponsorships.
Yeah.
This one, the one with Phoebe's backstory.
Okay, yeah.
During Friends,
she's got a lot of
yeah, we got a
crazy.
lot of fun flashbacks to when Monica and Rachel were awkward in high school buddies, and Chandler and Ross were having a terrible hair off in college.
I would watch Ross and Chandler in college. That would be a spinoff I would definitely enjoy.
The next one is the one with Gunther's next move. So just a Gunther show.
Okay.
It took Gunther a long, long time to finally confess his feelings for Rachel, but you have to wonder if he ever moved on. In the end, Rachel and Ross decided to get back together and live out their lives as lobsters, with no more on a break business. As far as I know.
We don't really know about that.
Or do we? The one with all the missing Janice content. I guess just following Janice.
Yeah, I don't.
No. The one with Roger's therapy sessions.
Ooh, okay. That's like season 1.
Friends may have hated the guy, but he was pretty dead on with his assessment of all of them, no matter how colorful his descriptions of their boob-like coffee mugs may have been.
Might as well have nipples on them.
The one with Steve's spectacular fall from grace.
Oh, wait, Steve or Steve?
When we first met Steve, he wasn't doing so badly. He ran a restaurant, and although he got distracted by all the doobies, he obviously earned enough cheddar to afford regular massages from Phoebe. Or Phoebe. The one with the adventures of Chick Jr. and Duck Jr.
Yes. Would Joey and Chandler still be part of that, or would it just be the Chick and the Duck?
The first Friends spinoff, Joey, might have been a wash, but the show did at least reveal that Chick Jr. and Duck Jr. never made it to California with them. Whatever happened to our tiny new foul friends? Did they get sent off to a farm like their namesakes, or did they land a sweet space near Marcel at the zoo?
They dove into the fun.
Just dive right into the fun. And then the last one was the one with Bamboozled.
Ooh, like TV show?
Yeah.
It'd be a game show style? That I would also watch. So of those, I would say I would watch Ross and Chandler's college experience. Bamboozled as a standalone show, whether it just anything about that show would have been amazing. And
now,
then
this with the actual convoluted game, or just the girls in bikinis holding up the scores?
No, with the convoluted game.
Okay.
And girls in bikinis holding swords. You just put your heads together. I think that the Phoebe backstory one would be it's better as a mystery. Like it would be like Solo. You know, it's better just to know that some stuff happened to Solo, and it's better to know that just some stuff happened to Phoebe. I don't need to see how it happened because it might ruin it. Like kind of just too much
We
of
don't
that.
need to see the pimp spit in her mouth.
Exactly.
Just need to know that it happened.
You know that it happened, and you if you want to figure it out, you can just kind of make up your own reasoning of why that happened. And I think that's better. Like the allure of like, how is she like alive and as normal in quotation marks, like as normal as she is after all of these things happening to her. But yeah, those are the ones I would take part in. The kids, Gunther,
Oh yeah. Random one guest appearance character.
yeah, Janice,
Entirely necessary.
absolutely.
Or just leave it be.
Leave it be, or yeah, or just don't spin it off because every show that is out now sucks, or every show that's trying to match that level of success of the
Yeah, no, you're never gonna
Friends,
have that stuff again.
Seinfeld, Frasier-esque shows. It's just never gonna happen again.
Oh, Mad About You's coming back.
Yeah, is it good?
It's coming back as a limited series. So like it's coming back. I guess that's one way of justifying it. We'll come back as 10 episodes, and after that, we won't come back anymore. Unless it does well, then
Unless it
come
does
back
well.
in.
Exactly. Unless we get a lot of viewers that watch past the first 3 episodes, that's it.
And the thing is, like, it's coming back on some like satellite provider specialty channel. So it's not like it's coming back to a well accessible network
Right.
because they all passed. So you know it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about any of the trailers that dropped this week. Did you watch any of them or all of them?
I have not. So you told me about Stranger Things 3.
Stranger
Season
Things 3.
I will
Yeah.
be watching that one probably tonight.
There's Toy Story 4 full trailer. Gives
Yep,
you
I
an
watched
idea of the
that one.
story. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I did not watch that.
Quentin Tarantino. And then today was the latest John Wick 3 trailer.
Ooh, interesting. I will check that one out. I'm definitely interested in the Stranger Things 3 season 3 one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Toy Story, I'm looking forward to it. What was the other one you said? Oh, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'll check that one out for sure too. I think after we finish up here and do a few more things, it's going to be a few trailers and bedtime for me.
In terms of ones I enjoy the most, I'd go Stranger Things, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, John Wick 3. I watched EndGame trailer again.
Oh yeah,
There's
I've been able to avoid it, which is awesome.
a new TV spot that came out today too for that.
Oh really?
Yep. Nice 30 seconds of old clips.
Okay, good. Whew.
All the marketing is old stuff.
Well, yeah, so. I know. I don't want to see
it's old stuff with new voiceover. And then like your Cheetos, put Toy Story 4 at the bottom.
What's what once was old is new again.
It's the way to do it. They could have just like had the Russo brothers walk out and just write the title on a board and walk away, and I would be like, "Yep, this is gonna be great."
Woo! I did it. That's pretty. I think I'm. We had a bit of a lull for good movies that were coming out. Either that, or I've just been too excited for specific movies that other movies have not kind of captured my excitement. But I think there's going to be a good, like a pretty steady stream of movies after Endgame that I will be excited to go see.
Dora the Explorer.
Oh, obviously, I'll see that one 3 times over.
Opening weekend, better every time I see it.
Opening weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Dora obviously the Sunday afternoon matinee show, but I didn't actually get a chance to check it out. But I don't know, and I don't know if it's still a thing. But Google, I don't know if it was Google Maps or Google Earth was doing a "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" game.
Oh, from the new
kind of
cartoon
thing.
launched.
So I meant to check it out and then I just never did. So I don't know if that's still going on.
Did you ever
But
watch that original show?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was right up my age level alley. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't remember a lot of it,
I
but
don't remember
I
any of it
remember
at
enjoying
all.
it. But I think I had the PC game for it, and I enjoyed playing the game as well. So if there was
That
one,
was a
maybe it
good
was
time
more.
when all those games were coming in with the boxes of cereal.
Yeah.
Oh.
all covered in like Lucky Charms frosting. God, I hope this works.
Or cracked because someone dropped the box.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it was only in a plastic sleeve. There was I remember something on Twitter was because March Madness started today, right? Or was it
Yeah.
yesterday? Today. Yeah, it started today. Um it was doing a cereal bracket.
Oh yeah. No, I remember seeing that too.
That one too is like that's gonna cause some rifts in people's lives.
Yeah, I bet.
Lucky Charms all the way. Take my bracket.
I'm all about the Fruit Loops.
See,
That
now
was
that I'm
my.
getting older, I've kind of been steering away from the sugary cereals and going to like the more. And I'm, they're not healthy at all,
No, yeah,
despite what they
exactly.
say. But more like the Rice
Healthier.
Krispies or like the Shreddies or just the Corn Flakes versus the Frosted Flakes.
See, I'm still. I'm not a big. Um, and I'm not a racist here, but
I'm not a cerealist, but
I'm not a. I've never really been a big fan of white milk, just like plain. So I always kind of steered towards the cereals that made my milk chocolatey. So like the Cocoa Puffs and the chocolate
Cocoa
Rice
Pebbles.
Krispies and
I've
like the
never had
Nesquik.
chocolate Rice Krispies. How are
What's
they?
that?
So I've never had
They're
chocolate Rice.
good. They taste like Rice Krispies, but then the milk ends up chocolatey at the end.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we had some like friends, I guess friends or my parents kind of friends in the States, and so when we would go there,
Mm-hmm.
I would pick up like 2 or 3 boxes of the chocolate Rice Krispies because we didn't
Right.
have them in Canada at the time.
Probably still don't.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't even know if they still exist in the first place. Um, but like I could plow through a box in 2 days for sure. Just
Nice.
they were that good to me. But yeah, so I still, if I don't have a chocolatey cereal, I will
Mhm.
usually just make some chocolate milk and have that in my cereal. So if I'm having like a Vector or a cornflakes kind of cereal, um, I'll definitely have it with chocolate milk just because that's what I'm used to having cereal with. And just plain milk, it just, yeah, it's not good for me. I don't like it.
Just lost some listeners.
Yeah.
You and your
Hey,
brown.
you know what? If they made it this far into the episode, that's fine.
Why you gotta be like that? You only like you only like your milk like you like your own skin color.
That's right.
Brown.
Brown. Sweet milk
Oh.
chocolate.
So like a Count Chocula is right up your alley.
Yes.
That
exactly.
too is not here in Canada anymore. The hell?
That's the so like I
That is the hill I will die on. Why the hell is this
Why the
shit
hell?
not back in Canada?
You know,
Like it is literally Lucky
childhood
Charms,
obesity.
but they still have Lucky Charms. They still have unhealthy cereals. What they're just trying to limit it. Okay, we'll let you have one, but you can't have all 17. So no Fruity Pebbles, no Tricks, no Sugar Smacks.
Well, give me a smack and I'll smack you back.
See, that's probably not trying to get people ideas for childhood abuse.
I know.
But Dickham said he was going to smack him. That's just violence.
Damn that Diggum.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
What do
Cory.
you call a fake noodle?
A poodle?
An impasta.
Ah! I get it.
You see, it's like imposter, but it's
But like
pasta because
pasta.
it's food, because it's a noodle.
I get it.
All right. I'll meet my flowchart here and explain this to you again.
You see, if you have a noodle.
And it's not real. So that is Open Caller for this week. Follow the show at facebook.com/Open Caller Podcast, Twitter and Instagram, Open Caller Pod, or don't forget to stream us on YouTube, youtube.com/GoVNC. For Michelle, this is Corey reminding you all to keep it casual.